Om Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir me sada Yenakshara samamnayam Adhigamya maheshwarat Kritsnam vyakaranam proktam Tasmai paninaye namaha Vakyakaram vararuchim Bhashyakaram patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam Vagarthaviva Samprikto Vagarthaf Pratipattaye Jagataf Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwaro Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. All right, let's start at the beginning. Welcome. So we're here in the Kṛdanta section, having seen three major sections of Kṛdanta, right? Each having a basic sense and an additional sense. So first we saw Krityaha, right? Krityaha in Karmani and Bhave. Then we saw these Krit pratyayas in Kartari. So Kartari Krit. Trich will quip. And then we are seeing Nishtha, right? In this section, Nishtha section, Kta and Ktavatu. Kta and Ktavatu, right? So this Ktavatu we'll be seeing again today is page 63, Ktavatu, and we'll continue there. Okay. Okay, let's do Ktavatu. Okay, so some things to be known about Ktavatu. We saw this last time, so we'll just move a little bit faster. Is what it denotes, right? It has that main primary sense, then has a secondary sense. So the main thing it's denoting is kartari, karta. So it's kartari Ktavatu, right? The secondary sense we get is past action. So bhute. So Ktavatu is kartari bhute. Okay, so let's say it 3 times so we remember. Kartari bhute, kartari bhute, kartari bhute. Someone around you will think you're talking about ghost, bhuta, bhuta. But kartari bhuta is kartari denoting the agent, bhute means past action, past tense, right? So it has that sense. The content is tavat, meaning the kakara and ukara go away, right? So you just are left with tavat. T-A-V-A-T, right? Tavat. So it has some special changes, and those are the same as kta. So we saw some of those changes that take place. It declines in 3 lingas. And the declension is like Bhagavat Shabda. Okay, we remember that from last time. Bhagavat is declined using a different suffix. Okay, so this is not actually a Kṛdanta ending word, but they decline in the same way. So even though it's a different suffix, it's not even in a Kṛdanta section, still this declines in the same way. In Strilinga, it takes this feminine, what we call neep, which is just long ikara, and it's added to the Ktavatu, and it declines like nadi. Okay. Vigraha Vakya, we didn't see, so I'll just briefly mention it. I don't want to spend too much time. Unless there's curiosity, then we can spend more time as we go along. This Ktavatu, ending word, is used as Vigraha Vakya for Tinganta in the past tense, or the Tinganta in the past tense can be a Vigraha for the Ktavatu. So it goes both ways, right? So what we do is we use Lang Lakara. Lang Lakara is past tense, is one of the past tense, right? We specifically use Lang Lakara. So for example, Akarot is a verb, a Tinganta, consisting of Kri plus Lang. And so for this Tinganta, we might use the word Kritavan, which is a Tavatu ending word. So Tavatu is Kri plus Tavatu, also Bhute past tense Kartari. They can be supplied as explanation. So for example, right? This is a Lang Kartari Madhyama Purusha Ekavachanam, second person singular. Akaroho. So Tvam Akaroho. So Akaroho is Lang Lakara. We haven't spent much time, so I acknowledge on Lang Lakara. Now I can use Kritavan Asi. Kritavan Asi. This is a Tavatu ending word, Bhute past tense, right? Kartari Bhute. And so it can be used to also denote the same word. So you can say Akaroho iti Kritavan, or you can say Kritavan iti Akaroho. Either way. But you want to say Kritavan Asi because we don't get that Madhyama Purusha sense just from Kritavan. Okay, there's a question. Yeah, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you. Shivamji, I have one very fundamental question.
Yeah,
now Tavatu is the Lang Lakara, means past tense. So in past tense, Akaroha is also the Tidanta, right? Akaroha means that something that had been done in the past, correct? And if this is the Akaroha is the verb, no. Oh, sorry. No, this is not the word. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Akarot, for example, Akarot is a Tidanta. And Kritavan. So Kritavan is also the Akarot is the verb, and Kritavan here is the
is actually a noun.
Oh.
Yeah. So here, I'll explain that. You can tell me if I make it more clear. Okay. So here we have, so Akarot, for example, is a Tinganta. It's a verb. Okay. So we have a Dhatu, we add a Lat Lakara, or sorry, we have Lang Lakara, and that becomes, we add this, it becomes Akarot, right? So this is a pure verb here. Now the verb can be explained with a noun. Okay. So the noun, so when we have a Kṛdanta is, we have a dhatu plus a Krit pratyaya, you make a Pratipadika. Pratipadika is the nominal base, the noun's base, the base of the noun, right? So now this I decline in 1-1. So this is a noun, meaning the one who has done something in the past, one who has done. So they don't necessarily mean exactly the same thing, right? This means he, she, it has done something in the past. This just means he, she, it has done something in past, but it's talking about the actually very similar meanings. That's why we use it, but it's not one's the verb, one's the noun. Right? So you can just say akarot iti kritavan or kritavan iti akarot because they have very similar meanings. Because this is pointing to the karta, this is also pointing to the karta. He, she, it has done something in the past. He, she, it has done something in the past. Yeah. Now what's tricky is that, you can denote action using a noun. This is confusing, right? But we'll see some examples. Does that answer your question, Tanujaji? Yeah, okay. Okay. So just to continue on, is there any more questions before we move on? Yeah. Urmilaji, go ahead. You can unmute yourself.
Why are we using Madhyama Purusha Ekavachana? Normally we use Pradhama Purusha Ekavachana to use a Vigraha Vakya, right? Why are we using Madhyama Purusha Ekavachana?
Yeah, we can use either. I think we were just trying to give a different sort of example that it doesn't have to always just be this. You can also use Madhyama Purusha as well if you want to give that sense. So if I want to describe akaroho instead of akarot, I can still give a vigraha for akaroho. And if I do give a vigraha for akaroho, I want to make sure I add the verb asi, because that gives a sense of Madhyama Purusha. So when I was saying that the meanings are very similar, but you don't get the sense of, the only difference is you don't get the sense of, if you're out of Pratama Purusha, you don't get the sense of it's Madhyama or Uttama Purusha. So if you do want to make that addition on there, then you would add asti, asi, or asmi.
So Vigraha Vakya, when you use, it's just not clear to me, should we be using always the same, what should I say, same Pratama Purusha for Pratama Purusha example, or could it be any other?
Yeah, let me give a different example then. I'm just going to mute you for one moment, okay? Okay. So here are some other, these are all lung lakara words, okay? These are all lung lakara, different conjugations. Okay, so now if I wanted to do, let's just say vadat, okay, avadat. Okay, so now if I want to give the meaning of avadat, right, I want to give a vigraha of avadat. So this means he, she, it said something. Okay. Now let's make that, right? So if I wanted to make that, I can show you the formula for how to make that. If I want to, so we don't have it here, but yeah, we can just make it then. Okay, so vad plus tavat. Okay, so now if I wanted to make it, so vad we have to do I think you're gonna vadat, we have to give this half. Vadat, no, this is not gonna work. Sorry, one second. I think there's a special change for this one also. Let me just make sure.
Mahodaya, was it a one?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because for these ones that are dakaranta, you always get this e addition.
It
So-
agama.
It agama, that's correct. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't have pramana for that, but that's what I'm thinking. So we get the e. So sorry, no. Vaditavat, sorry. So you get va, the, you get this extra ikara. This comes for some of them, not all of them. So, but vaditavat. Okay. So vaditavat. Okay, so now we have this word vaditavat, which can decline, right? So this is the noun. So he, she, it has spoken in the past. She, one who has spoken. Okay, vaditavat. So now I can say, avadat iti vadita avadat iti vaditavan. Or if I wanted to give avadat, so I can do it that way, right? So first of all, that's one way. Avadat iti vaditavan. Or I can say vaditavan iti avadat. So that's clear? That first part. Now, let's say I have the verb in the text. Let's say I have avadatam. This is, oh, sorry, this is not, this is dual. So that won't really be helpful. Let's show if we want to do Madhyama Purusha, right? So Madhyama Purusha, if we were doing, it would be avadaha. Avadaha. Okay. Avadaha is just how you say Madhyama Purusha, Ekavachana, in Lang Lakara. Now, if I want to give a vigraha for avadaha, then I would have to give vaditavan. Sorry. Yeah. Vaditavan. Now, this doesn't give you the Madhyama Purusha sense to it. Right? This just says one who said. So I have to add the word asi to give you the sense that it's you. You are the one who has spoken in the past. I don't know. I think I made it much more difficult because I did it unfamiliar. So my whole point is that usually you're just giving, you're correct. Usually you just give Pratama Purusha Ekavachana. Or you give any of the Pratama Purusha, right? But you can also give, if you're trying to describe any of these, you can do that as well. Right? You can do that as well. You just have to add the right, you just had to have asi or asmi afterwards to denote which Purusha you're describing.
Mahodaya,
Mm-hmm.
I understand what you're saying, but how can it be tvam? Where do we get akaroho? That is.
Oh, sorry, you got muted. Can you say that one more time?
Yes, akaroho.
Mhm.
Where does that come? It is not in any of the lang lakara forms.
Yeah, lang lakara kr is always funny. So That's just something that we need to know, right? Kru is always funny. So yeah, here's the whole declension for a Kṛdātu. We do get akaroho from Madhyama Purusha. So
Oh,
akurutam, apurvan, akaroho. So it's always a little bit different because of the
okay.
Chaitana. Yeah.
Okay, I understand. I got it. Dhanyavada.
Yeah, of course. Okay. So really what we should do, if we want to make this clear, is we should spend more time with lang lakara. But if we spend time with lang lakara, we won't get any practice with tavatu. So this is my split happening in me right now. I say, let's practice more tavatu exercises so we get the sense of that. Because the Vigraha Vakya is not as useful you don't see it so often. The sentences, though, you will see more often. Does that feel okay? Urmilaji, does that help with the question, though? It's a little bit more clear, or it's still unclear? That's okay if it's unclear.
I want to know what is the standard. Do you always use Prathama Purusha Ekvachana? Is it that they were trying to make a point here? Or do you have to use? Is it, it's Karmani Bhava, it still is that issue still not sure, I'm not clear.
Yeah. Here, what is different about this? So let me pull it back up 1 second. What's different about this is usually we use a word to describe the Kṛdanta. Right? So sometimes we'll use a verb to describe the Kṛdanta. And then if we're doing it that way, you're going to use Prathama Purusha Ekavachanam. Okay? But here, we're flipping it and we're using a Kṛdanta to also describe the verb. So A equals B, but B does not equal A in that way, right? Of like, we can use, if we're using akarot to describe Kritavan, then we're going to use Prathama Purusha Ekavachanam. But now if we're going this way, and we're using the Kṛdanta to describe the verb, then we have to be sensitive to the Purusha. Because the Purusha might not be Prathama Purusha. And in that sense, then there's some change that needs to happen. So here, we're saying, we're explaining akaroho, so we're going the other way. We're explaining the tinganta, and because we're explaining the tinganta, we have to give sensitivity to the Purusha. If we're going the other way and we're saying Kritavan, then it's just Kritavan, and you're explaining Kritavan, then you say Akarot iti Kritavan. Okay, all right. Sometimes you can do pranayama like this. Sometimes you can do pranayama around your head. I'm just trying to go around the head and make it more complicated. It was a much simpler question than I thought. Okay. So we saw some of these words. Let's look at some exercises, some of these sentences. So we'll start fresh here. Okay. So I can't see everyone. So if you have a question, you have to let me know, okay, in the chat and put a question mark, because not everyone shows up on my screen. Okay, the first question, aham tattvam jnatavan asmi. Actually, let me pull it up here, 1 second. Okay, aham tattvam jnatavan asmi. So We'll break apart this word. I'll help with the first one. Okay. So when we're doing, even when we're doing these kind of sentences, we still want to look for a tingantam padam, okay? So that's still our tendency should still be there, that we still want to find a verb, whether it's there or it's implied. Okay, here we do have a verb, right? Asmi. Aham asmi. So asmi, right? Dhatu, as dhatu, to be, to be. It means to be, right? To be, to be. Lat lakaraha. So, okay, so that's the dhatu information. Tinganta, ting pratyaya information. Lat lakaraha, kartari prayoga, uttama purusha, ekavachanam. First one. First person, singular. Okay, so we have to be very systematic. Dhatu, then ting pratyaya. Then we look for all of our verbs. Usually look for the first case first. Okay, let's give cases to all of them, and then we'll decide. So aham. Aham is 1-1, right? Asmad shabda. Tatvam. Tatvam. So this is a napumsakalinga word. Knowing it's napumsakalinga, it can be 1-1 or 2-1. Jnanam, jnane, jnanani. Jnanam, jnane, jnanani. Right? Tatam, tatve, tatvani. Okay, so we don't know. We're not quite sure. Okay? Jnatavan. It's just like Bhagavan. So we know in that it's going to be 1-1. Okay. So already we have a sense that there's more than one first case. Okay. But when we have asmi, then we always want to go for aham, right? Aham asmi. They go together. Right? Asmi. So aham. Aham, pratipadika, asmad. Right? This is a sarvanama, or you can say dakaranta. Punlinga. Yeah, punlinga. Pratama vibhakti, ekavachanam. Kartari pratama to asmi. So I am. Okay, now let's go right to left. Oh, sorry. We'll go right to left. So this way. So jnatavan. Jnatavan. Okay. Now, the pratipadika is jnatavan. Okay. Now, within this, jnatavan, oh, sorry, it's it's jnatavat. Right? 1-1 is jnatavan. So, sorry, so the pratipadika is jnatavat. Right? So, takaranta. Really, we would say it's tavatu ending word, right? Tavatu ending word. Tavatu ending word is kartari bhute. Okay, meaning that if I have nya dhatu plus kartari bhute, then it's going to be one who knows or has known. Right? The sense is that it's in the past. I am the one who has known. Or one who knows. You know, it's the passive. So this is Pratama Vibhakti Ekavachanam. You can say Samanadikaranam with aham. Right? This is the predicate to aham. I am Jnatavan, one who has known, or one who has, one who has known. Okay. And I am the one who has known what? Tattvam. Tattvam. This is Tattva, Akaranta, Napumsakalinga. What do we want to say? Do we want to say Pratama or Dutiya? We'll say Dutiya Vibhakti, actually. Dutiya Vibhakti, Ekavachanam, 2-1. And the sense that we would give, the Vibhakti Artha, is that we would give, this is Karmani Dvitiya to Jnatavan. Okay. Karmani Dvitiya to Jnatavan. So I am the one who has known what? Known the truth. I am the one who has known the truth. Harpasaji, you have a question there?
Yes, Mahodaya.
Yeah.
Aham, it is one of the Asma Shabda, and Asma Shabda is Trilingi.
Trilingi, correct.
So how can you say Pullinga?
Because I have the word Jnatavan here. Now, Jnatavan can either be, it can be Pullinga or Napumsakalinga, I suppose. No, sorry, right? Yeah, so it can be either, right? It can be either.
Okay.
And
So,
so we really wouldn't know.
so shall we just say Trilingi?
We can, yeah. Or you can choose.
Okay.
Yeah. Because here it doesn't make a difference either way.
Okay.
We can say Trilingi, both of them. Yeah. But we would eventually, yeah, you can keep it. But it's not technically not Trilingi because as we know it's not Strilinga.
Yes.
We know it's not Strilinga. So it's Napumsaka or Pullinga. So yeah, you can either write that or you can choose one.
Okay. Dhanyavadaha, Mahodaya.
Any other questions with this one here? Okay. Let's choose another one. Number 2. I'm going to select this. Okay. Te janaha sarvam tyaktavantaha. Te janaha sarvam tyaktavantaha. Okay. We start with a Tinganta. Do we have a Tingantam here? No, we actually don't see anything, right? Te janaha sarvam tyaktavantaha. There's no verb actually there. These are all nouns. So we have to add a noun, right? We have to add a noun. Well, looking at the sentence, there's a lot of 1-3s, so I would want to add bhavanti, right? I would add one bhavanti, right? You can add asatu or budatu, but we're adding bhavanti here, right? So budatu, pratama purusha, bahuvachan. Okay. Now, because of the time, I'm just gonna go through this and hopefully you can let me know if you have questions. So let's just give cases. We can try to figure this out. So te janaha, so te, tad shabda, sahato te, 1-3. Or it can be, if it's napumsakala, then it'd be tad te tani, right? So it could be 1-2. It depends on what the gender is. We'll figure that out, okay? But janaha is masculine. So we know that they're probably going to go together. So let's give masculine. 1, 3. Sarvam can be 1, 1 or 2, 1. So let's keep that blank for right now. And tyaktavantaha. So tyaktavantaha. So tyaktavantaha, if we look at like bhagavantaha, bhagavan, bhagavanto, bhagavantaha, bhagavantam, bhagavanto, bhagavataha. So tyaktavantaha, which case? Yeah, 1, 3. You see that 1, 3? Antaha at there, 1, 3, right? Okay, so let's go one by one. So te janaha. So these are both, right? These are both kartari prathama to bhavanti, right? And they are in samanadikaranam. Te means those. Janaha mean people. Those people. Those people are what? Tyaktavantaha. Also samanadikaranam. Tyaktavantaha. Okay, so tyaktavantaha is tyaj dhatu plus tavatu, right? Tavatu becomes tavat. When tyaj plus tavat, you get this jab becomes kakara, so tyaktavat it becomes. Tyaktavat is the pratipadikam. Tyaktavat. Tyaktavat 1, 3 becomes tyaktavantaha. Now we know that this is going to be masculine because it is going along with these masculine words. Masculine 1, 3. Tyaj dhatu means to give up, right? To renounce. So tyaktavantaha are the people, ones who have renounced or given up. Past tense, right? Those people have, so we can just say those people have renounced. What have they renounced? Sarvam. Sarva, akaranta, napumsakalinga or pullinga, Dutiya vibhakti ekavachanam. This is karmani dutiya to tyaktavantaha. It's the object of what they have given up. And sarva means everything. So those people have renounced everything. Or those people are the ones who have renounced everything. Meaning sannyasina. Okay. Are these sentences helpful? Yeah, I think we need to spend, we didn't spend enough time on these because I got stuck with the Vigraha Vakya. Maybe we can spend a little bit more time on these and then we'll go to the next one. Let me just, Harpasaji, I see the question. We're gonna say the prayer. And then while we're transitioning, I'll take the question. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om.